Hey everybody! So today we are going to be making my grandmother's very own Tart Cherry Pie. It's delicious, and the cool thing is we are going to source the cherries from my other grandma's house. She lives here locally. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Feel free to pause the screen, and I'm going to tell you everything that you need. So you're going to need two different pie crusts. One to put the topping into, and one to go over the top. You're going to need two 14.5 ounce cans pitted tart red cherries. The fresh ones, of course, are better though. 1.5 cups sugar, 1/4 cup cornstarch, a half a teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 tablespoon butter, a half teaspoon almond extract. I hope you're as lucky as I am to have a grandmother who has a fresh cherry tree. That way you can make a pie. So now that we've got the cherries, the first thing to do is to set the oven to 375 because that will take a while to preheat. Alright, since we're using fresh cherries from my grandma's, you're going to want to wash them off first. And make sure you wear gloves because the cherry juice will dye your hands red. And then you just pop the pits out. My grandma has a cool machine that takes the pits right out. Because it was a drought this year, we don't have a lot of fresh cherries. So, instead, what we're going to do is use the canned cherries. I do want to give a huge shout out to my cousin Taylor because she passed down my grandmother's recipe to me, and I really appreciate that. So, in a medium saucepan, we are going to combine all of our dry ingredients. So that is 1.5 cups of sugar, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Now it's time to add the liquid ingredients into our dry. What I've done is separated out 1 can of liquid from the 2 cans that we had and discarded the other. I'm going to add the cherry juice gradually to our dry ingredients. And you're going to want to set your heat to medium-high. Right when it starts to bubble, it's when you go ahead and take it off the heat. And that's when we add our tablespoon of butter, as well as our 1/2 tablespoon of almond extract. Now we go ahead and stir in our cherries. From the can, and our 1/2 cup of cherries from Grandma's house. Yay! Go ahead and stir all that together. Make sure the butter melts. We're going to take our store-bought pie crust because it would take me way too long to make pie crust right now. And we are going to take them out of the tins and put them into here because I have a fancy pie cooking dish. If you don't have a fancy pie cooking dish, you can leave it in the tin and that is absolutely fine. And now what we're going to do is transfer our pie filling from the medium saucepan into the pie. Put it in a bowl, lay some flour down, roll it out. Once it's rolled out, you can go ahead and cut it into strips. Once you have your lattice strips, go ahead and lay them out along the pie. sure you go in both directions, laying it out. Just continue this until the entire pie is covered. Here's a little trick that my mom taught me. Go ahead and take 1/4 cup water and 1 egg, and go ahead and whisk those together. And what we're doing is we're making an egg wash to just delicately go over the top to give the top of our pie that nice golden, crisp, perfect color. Go ahead and take your brush, and again, very delicately, just go over the very top of your pie. Get 2-inch long strips of aluminum foil, kind of make a little tent out of it, and go around the edge just to protect it. Now that we've covered the edge with foil, it's time to put it in the oven. I put a baking sheet down here just in case some of the cherry juice falls out. I don't want it to get all over the oven. So, what we're going to do is put it in the middle and set our timer for 35 minutes. Once our pie has sat in here for 35 minutes, we're going to go ahead and take the aluminum foil off the edges. That way the entire thing can get a nice golden color. And that's all the aluminum foil. So we're going to put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. You'll know your pie is done when it has a nice golden flaky crust to it. That's when you can pull it out of the oven. It will keep baking for a little while, so make sure you set it on a cooling rack. Now, that's a great looking pie. I hope you enjoy my grandma's recipe, and I'd like it if you left a recipe for one of your favorite dishes that's been passed down in your family in the comments below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and follow along. I'll see you here next time.